Thank you both. We have had a few questions about ranked choice voting, so I'll ask kind of a couple layers of question here. One is, do you have a position on whether you support or do not support ranked choice voting, which is being used in the city of Minneapolis for our local elections, and it was just used in St. Paul this past year for their local elections? And as a kind of sub-question to that, do you have any position on whether you would support or not support statewide legislation regarding ranked choice voting? One flavor of that could be to give permission to local governments who don't have their own charters to use ranked choice voting if they wish in their local elections. Second part of that could be allowing ranked choice voting to be used in state races. All right, and I think Native first.
I'm a really big supporter of ranked choice voting and the work that Fair Vote is doing nationally and Fair Vote Minnesota is doing locally to promote this idea and this way of changing our democracy in a way I think will be much improved. What's unique about this race is that Susan and I have very similar positions on the issues, and we're the only two candidates running. I actually think it's unfortunate that there aren't more people running, that we don't have a Green Party candidate, that we don't have a Republican Party candidate, that we don't have an Independence Party candidate. Normally it'd be very difficult for a person like myself with progressive values to run in a race with another progressive because I would be worried about splitting the vote. That's not happening this time because it's just the two of us, which is a really fortunate situation. But in the future, for there to be a real dialogue and choice between really good candidates rather than a choice between, a candidate that you think is really bad and a candidate that you think is really good, and then maybe some that are in between, having ranked choice voting to allow people to choose and have a greater democratic discussion on values, I think is really important. So I'm a huge supporter of ranked choice voting. I think it's going to happen. We're going to figure out how to do it effectively, efficiently. We've proven it in the past that it works, and it's coming. We just need to make sure that we keep getting this message out there so that everybody can be represented and everybody feel like they can vote who they want to without wasting their vote. That's really important.
I think ranked choice voting is a very positive movement, and I'm actually having a meeting right after this with the I forget what her name is, the Chief Mason. So Fair Vote, yes. So if you talk to me after that, I'll be even much more informed about it. So, but anything that gives voters choices. I mean, because we hear people that my vote doesn't matter, or anything that's going to help people believe that their vote is their voice, and that the majority is going to prevail. And so I am in favor of that, and I don't like the making things on the state level mandatory and local, but giving, if we can facilitate that to make it easier for them to have that choice and to have that dialogue about it. And it'll be a great time for talk about voter education, to an opportunity, and to get people registered to vote and get them excited about it and interested in it. So I'm looking forward to that discussion.